Well, I got interested in it when I was a kid. I guess I was probably 12 or 13 years old, and I picked up an interest in occult and pagan studies. And I'd say what really got me interested in paranormal about 12 years ago, I went out to Waverly, and this was before all the hype hit. It was right after the Mattingly's had bought the place, and me and my son and some friends went out there. We paid for the little tour and everything, but I wound up seeing things that just didn't make sense to me. I saw shadows moving where there was no reason for shadows to be there. There was no light reflection to cause this. And it kind of piqued my interest. So I did like everybody else does. I went out and started taking pictures in cemeteries and all that, and catching little orbs. And from there, it just kind of went on. I mean, I started seeing the programs, and what really got me going with it is when I saw the interview that they did with Stan in the newspaper. And I called him up and I bugged him for, it must have been 6 months before he finally got back with me, and it just went from there. Not like that. Now, when I was younger, I'd done, you gotta remember I'm 46 years old. So when I was a kid, we had heard about taking tape recorders out to cemeteries, and we'd tried that a few times when I was younger. And, we'd hear things on there, but, we always thought it was like a deer rooting around in the woods or something like that. And it never really dawned on me that, what an EVP was. I didn't understand what EVPs were. Like I said, with the orb thing, I didn't realize it was all dust. I was like everybody else. Oh, there's a glowing ball of light in my picture. Now I've got all these spirits, and there's a red one, and that's evil, and there's a blue one, and that's a good angel. I didn't know what all that meant. And then I did a lot of reading, did a lot of studying, hit a metric ton of websites, and then just kept going and going, and it's put me where I'm at now. I'll listen to it, and if it sounds like something, I'll get a second opinion. I'll ask my wife. I'll call Stan up and say, hey, I'm going to send this to you. I try not to. You got to remember, first I've got it on a recorder, and then I'm going to upload it to a computer. And if I upload it to a computer, that information is tore apart and put back together. I try not to run it through an audio program if I can get away from it. But I try and get a second and third opinion, and let everybody else listen to it. And I think that's the best way to do it. Same thing with, photographs. I might look at it, and that's why I posted some on the website. Hey, excuse me, is that something, what do you think this is? And, I look at everything from EXIF data. I look at, I'll take everybody else's opinion into consideration. I don't know it all. And there's other people out there that have a lot more knowledge than I do, and I try and glean as much from them as I possibly can. I'm not going to say I'm the greatest with this. Stan's not the greatest with this. I don't think anybody is, but we can all learn from each other about it, and maybe somehow we'll figure out what's going on out there. When I started seeing how many websites there were out there, and I wanted to get the word out about us, Stan's already been on, Para-X radio and a few other things, and I wanted to get our name out there as much as I could. So I went ahead and foot the bill to go ahead and purchase the website, purchase the domain name. I had a friend of my wife's was our web mistress for a while. She built the site for us, and then we just went from there. It's blossomed pretty good. I mean, we don't have a whole lot of members, but we have enough coming in now to where our name's getting out there. There's other sites that are starting to pick us up, and I've advertised us on a few other sites, some of the social networking sites for the paranormal, like mypara.net and itshaunted.com.
Was there a lot more to it than you thought there would be?
A lot more to it than I thought there would be. I never thought I was going to get that far into webs. I'm still kind of, internet stupid when it comes to trying to figure this. I don't know anything about coding or anything like that. I have to rely on my webmaster. If I get a fault code comes in on my email, I'm usually shooting it right back and forwarding right to him. Hey, Daryl, I need some help there, buddy. But I'm learning as I go. I mean, it's I've got a big learning curve, but it's coming together for us. One of them is mypara.net. And there's itshaunted.com. Mypara.net is They're a paranormal social network, but they cater more to those people that are very serious about their investigations. They're run by River Cities Paranormal Society, RCPS. A lot of these people used to be TAPS family members, and they branched off of TAPS and became RCPS. They have a chapter in a few states. One of them is actually in Shepherdsville. I started there, and then I had seen some articles that some things that Jason Hawes from TAPS had posted on Facebook about It's Haunted. I went to there and I became a member there. Actually wound up being an administrator and a moderator on their site for a while. And but with my own site, with school and with work and with kid and with wife and trying to do my own thing, it was easier for me to just go ahead and give it the moderator status. And I still frequent the site and make a few posts here and there. But those are the two biggest sites that I've gone to get as much information as I can. I'd recommend it to anybody that's wanting to learn. MyPara.net is a very, very good site. A couple others, there's Ghost Village, Prairie Ghost if you're looking for places to go. You can also, there's a whole raft of sites out there. You just got to be careful which ones you go to. You got a lot that want to go out and slam everybody and they think that their way is the only way. And that's the one thing I will say about past is you've been around the group enough, we run the gamut with people and the way that people think and our views. So we've got plenty of people with differing views, differing ideas, and we take all that into consideration. So this isn't a field where you can just have one set of rules. We're still in a pioneer stage. We don't have all the answers, and anybody that says that they have all the answers to it, they're a liar. Yeah. They don't know everything there is to know about this. So the best thing you can do is, if you type in paranormal on Google or paranormal websites, you're going to get 15, 20 pages. So you just got to be really careful with who you look at. Go through, run through them all, and a lot of them are just doubled up on their information. So there's actually sites for parapsychology that you can look at. That's where I get a lot of my information. I do look at a lot of the university websites for some of the scientific information. For photograph analysis, I look at sites like Fuji. They give me there's great information inside there. So that's pretty much it. The biggest thing is, what have you found so far? What have you heard? Have you seen anything? Have you ever taken pictures of a ghost? Have you seen a real ghost? I haven't seen what I'm going to call a ghost. I don't have photographic evidence that says, yep, that's definitely a ghost right there. I've got questionable photos. I've gotten EVPs that are very questionable. One of the investigations that we last did was the county clerk's office. And we got some really amazing EVPs out of there that are on the website. And they make you scratch your head a little bit. But the biggest thing is, people ask, how do you get involved in this? How can I join? And the thing that people got to understand is our group, we've got about 8 or 10 people in the Corps, and we're pretty full at that. Investigations don't come like that. Everybody says, well, is it like it is on the television shows? No, it's not. TV shows are TV shows, they're entertainment. You've got 3 days worth of investigation condensed into a 21-minute segment. So, in the first 5 minutes they're catching evidence where it could take us 12 hours before we get one EVP on a piece of recorder. So, don't get your hopes up too high with a lot of this, because sometimes it's pretty daggone boring. The worst part of it is going over the evidence when you're done. It takes you a while to get all that information back.